Live at noon, this is 13 News Now.
And vacationers can't wait to get back to the Outer Banks now that the lights are back on. Thanks for joining us for 13 News Now at noon. I'm Andre Sr.
And I'm Lucy Bustamante. You are looking at the construction that brought the power back to the Outer Banks. The new overhead lines brought electricity to the islands a day ahead of schedule.
And 13 News Now reporter Stephen Graves is live at Cape Hatteras. And Stephen, tourists are lined up at the Bonner Bridge to get back to the Outer Banks this afternoon.
It is a long line, but finally it's starting to move. It's 12 o'clock. People are allowed back on Hatteras and Ocracoke Islands, and we're seeing the first couple of cars stream over the bridge. They are honking their horns, putting their hands out, yelling to us, excited. They're ecstatic to finally being able to go on these islands, guys. It has been a week since visitors were not allowed on these islands. If we pan over, you can see the line sort of getting longer and longer as people are waiting to stream over the bridge here. People here, guys, have canceled hotel rentals and other issues, and they've stayed in Kill Devil Hills. We're hearing a lot of different stories about how family vacations are finally being able to be carried on. Family reunions, they can finally meet up with their loved ones on the island. We're talking about just a lot of things that were put and bent out of shape because of this one issue at the Bonner Bridge. We tried to get a live interview, guys, we really did, but people are just hopping in their cars wanting to get over. But listen to a woman, she's from Maryland. She wanted to stop on the island, but she had a hard time getting there, of course, and dealing with all the cancellations. Hear what she had to say about her struggle.
Here we had a beautiful place lined up to stay at, and the place that we found up there was not very nice at all because it was really the last one left available because everything was taken, right? So, and we stayed at a hotel. We paid a lot of money to stay at a hotel when we didn't know what was going on last Saturday.
And that's just one of the stories of tourists. But imagine there's so many people who live on these islands, make a living off of tourists, and now they're finally getting that business back. I'm told right now what's happening at the bridge is that they're taking cars in groups. As you can imagine, there's a huge volume right now, so they're trying to be patient. Visitors are, of course, getting impatient, though, with the efforts, but we do know that the ferries are back online as well. We also know that in Hyde County, officials there are meeting to discuss the economic impact of this. Like we said before, a lot of business was taken away by this. We're going to head over the bridge and bring you the latest starting on 13 News Now at 4 to see how this is impacted and see just how excited people on the islands are. You can only imagine. For now, guys, back to you.
All right, Stephen, big weekend. Thank you. Well, now to a very close call for two brothers in Virginia Beach. They were on a routine that many of us do every day when they were suddenly confronted by two thieves.
And during that altercation, both of them were shot. One of the victims describes a very close call that took place last night. He spoke only with 13 News Now reporter Elise Brown.
He wanted to kill me.
Taking a pause to process the grief, Juan Rivera is beat up, emotionally and physically.
My brother and I were just coming home from Farm Fresh, and we got just some snacks and some drinks.
But it was on their way home that a simple grocery run turned into a nightmare. Two men came up to the siblings and demanded their cash.
After the second time the man asked for money, I knew something was up. It just kind of all happened so fast, and one of them pointed a gun at my face.
One of the men pistol whipped Rivera. All the 22-year-old remembers next is a bullet grazing his head. And even with the injury, he and his brother fought back.
The gun fell to the floor and his compatriot picked it up. And that's when my brother got shot.
The bullet struck his leg. And that's when the men grabbed Rivera's groceries and cell phone and took off. All of it unfolding in front of Barbara Torralba's home.
Helicopters. This was full of cops.
She began live streaming the moments after the attack as police search for the men who committed the crime.
It makes you wonder, what kind of people are around you.
In the video, you can see one of the brothers on a gurney. The wounds the siblings suffered will take time to heal, but Rivera takes comfort in prayers from neighbors.
It feels good that a community like this can exist. And I just wish it was safer.
In Virginia Beach, Elise Brown, 13 News Now.
New at noon today, police sent us this video of the man suspected of raping and robbing someone at a motel in Newport News.
So police tell us that they spoke to a woman in the emergency room, and it was then that she said that the man pointed a gun in her face, sexually assaulted her, and then took her money. The man also took her cell phone, her ID, and her mail. Video shows him driving away in a white four-door sedan. All right, new at noon. Do you recognize this woman? Police want you to look at her face, see if you know her, and contact them. They tell us that she used a stolen credit card to buy cigarettes at 2 tobacco shops in Yorktown. She is wearing a 2016 Kecoughtan High School shirt. You can give police a tip by calling the crime line at 1-888-LOCK-YOU-UP.
Well, today, Attorney General Jeff Sessions said he is cracking down on White House leaks, and this comes after full transcripts of private conversations with President Trump were released yesterday. We'll have more on that a little later, but first, a federal investigation into Russian interference is heating up now. Special Counsel Robert Mueller impaneled a grand jury yesterday. Here's Emily Rao with the latest.
The Russia story is a total fabrication.
A campaign-style rally in West Virginia, the perfect outlet for President Trump's assault on the Russia collusion allegations.
We didn't win because of Russia. We won because of you. That I can tell you.
But the scrutiny continues. ABC News learning Special Counsel Robert Mueller convened a grand jury weeks ago, suggesting the investigation is headed into a new, more serious phase.
It's the ability to get witnesses to come in and testify under oath. It's the ability to get documents. It's the ability to get financial records.
Reuters reporting the panel has issued subpoenas in connection with the Trump Tower meeting where Donald Jr. was promised dirt on Hillary Clinton from a Russian lawyer with reported Kremlin ties. The president's personal lawyer saying on Fox News there is no indication the president himself is a target.
We have no reason to believe that the president's under investigation here.
The top White House lawyer dealing with the investigation saying in a statement the White House is committed to fully cooperating with Mr. Mueller. But with a crowd of supporters, the president still attempting to shift the focus to the opponent he defeated 9 months ago.
What the prosecutors should be looking at are Hillary Clinton's 33,000 deleted emails.
Lawmakers appear to be taking notice of President Trump's stance on this investigation. Senators have now introduced 2 bipartisan bills that would require judicial review if President Trump attempts to fire Special Counsel Mueller. Emily Rao, ABC News, Washington.